I see that you're thinking about building a pinball machine.
Man, I've always wanted one. And then you and Sarah have been talking about playing pinball on the iPad. Poor Sarah's kind of stuck just hanging out on bed rest or whatnot.
Yeah,
and so she's playing a lot of pinball.
I got her on pinball, and I say that I'm really obsessed with it.
I've been looking at machines. You can get these virtual machines, the virtual pinball. I mean, forget getting a real pinball machine. It's just so expensive.
Yeah, it could be $8,000 to $12,000 if you get a good one.
More, yeah. And then something goes wrong with it, and it's going to cost you at minimum $250 to have someone even look at it.
Yeah,
because it's highly specialized.
But aren't those ones just like computers? Like the newer ones, even like the Addams Family one, which is the most popular, which is surprising, but the Addams Family pinball machine was the most popular pinball machine ever made.
Really?
Which is weird, and it's not even about the Addams Family TV show. It's about the Addams Family, 90s movie.
Oh, okay.
That one's on the game that I play, and that one is very, very fun.
Okay.
So I can see why. But it sold 20,000 actual, units.
Wow. That's a lot.
Twilight Zone comes in second.
That makes sense. Yeah. So the newer ones are just computers?
Yeah, they're more just computer based, but it still has a lot of moving
but it's
parts,
got a lot
of course.
yeah.
But it's not like one of the older ones where there literally is no computer. It's just like electrodes hitting and which is like a computer.
Sure.
So if that breaks, you're screwed.
Right.
You'd really have to figure it out yourself.
I mean, it would be great to have a real honest to goodness pinball machine like you found in the arcades back in the day, and I guess they still have now. But realistically, it's too expensive. I mean, much too expensive. Even if you knew you could buy it and it would not ever break, it's still just way too much. So your only option is to get a virtual pinball machine, which is where it's built like a pinball machine. It's the box with the screen on top, but it's a screen on the bottom. So you're playing I don't know, whatever the pinball games are.
Well, I forget which one they had on there.
Yeah, there's one on Steam that is free on Steam, but you buy the packs of the pinball machines or whatever. And but you can anyway. So Arcade 1-Up makes them. At Games makes them,
and then you just download it to your machine.
Yeah, and you just download the pack, and they normally come with a few pinball packs, and then you can buy more if you want.
So did they convert Twilight Zone on there and stuff?
Yeah, so
you can get
Twilight Zone on there. And so anyways, those are the two companies that make more affordable ones. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, I've got all these old monitors and stuff that I'm always like, how am I going to sell these? What am I going to do? And I've even got a 4K monitor that I used for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the right size that I could use to build a pinball machine if I wanted to. And because people have you can go buy the parts. There are websites that will sell you the motherboard or whatever to make the connections for the different bumpers and stuff. And you can get a solenoid kickback thing, so that when you press the bumpers, the triggers, it pops back at you, so it feels like a real pinball machine and stuff.
That's a fun project right there.
I've been watching lots of YouTube videos about how to do it. It's kind of convincing me not to do it but these guys are anybody making a YouTube video about it is really doing it. I think you could make one pretty simply. I mean, it's literally just get the motherboard, plug it into the TV, and just get the few buttons you need, and you're good to go. Put a computer inside of it.
It's just those other ones are so nice because they make the nice cabinets.
I know, that's the thing.
It looks like pinball. It looks like the machine.
And you can get speaker surround sound speakers that so it makes noises based on where the action is happening.
Oh, that's cool.
Man, it's just there's so many.
That's
things.
pretty cool.
I know.
Electronics and stuff is something I would love to learn. I bought when we were doing the homeschool conventions with Blimey Cal back in the day, I would always try and get one thing. One year I found this guy who was basically making curriculum for kids for electronics.
Oh, cool.
And it was a whole pack and the book and everything, and it came with everything and a board and so anyways, I still have that, and I haven't done it yet, but that's something I think about every month. I'm like, man,
That's
I would
cool.
love to do that.
I think realistically, I'll get one of these like little cheap small ones, and then if I want to upgrade it, like upgrade the parts and stuff,
that'd be cool.
Maybe I'll do that. But it would be fun to have like a little virtual pinball machine.
I know. I'm tempted to just buy a old broken one and hope and just see if I can fix it, like one of the more manual ones and just know, okay, this thing's not going to work for years.
Right. It's like a project you're doing. It. I found a guy who that's what he kind of did. He took an old beat up one that had no innards really, and it was just the box with a few little things, and he just kind of converted it and made it work, at least to have a skeleton, so he kind of knew what he was starting with. But I wonder where you get like those old broken busted up ones and how much they'd sell you.
I don't know.
So that's essentially like a wood frame.
That's a whole YouTube channel right there. Somebody who takes pinball machines that are broken and convert them.
That's all I've been watching, man. Is these guys building pinball machines?
That's cool. That's neat.
It is so funny. Are other people like this? Where it's just like you get something in your head, like some weird random thing, and now it's all you're thinking about, and you're like,
probably
all of a sudden you're like justifying spending a lot of money on something, and you're like, no, I'll just do the cheaper one. No, wait, that's still very expensive. Why have I spent 3 hours looking at this?
Yeah.
I should probably just do something else.